Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This infringement of copyright is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody. The Satanic Illuminati news is an example of all four. I'm doing a network news feed today, so we can all expect about roughly half of the news stories to be designed to divide and conquer the population. Divide and conquer is a strategy as old as social engineering and warfare itself. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure out that if you can keep the population mad at each other, then they won't get mad at you, the controlling elite. Hoodwink them into thinking that the bad guy is their next door neighbor, and you will have complete control. They won't come to the mansions with the pitchforks and the torches, looking to drag out the Satanic Illuminati elite. They'll go to City Hall, looking to call out their fellow citizens on their bad behavior. I'm talking about both sides now, the so-called right and the so-called left. You have been divided. You have been conquered. Look at what we have for a president. Look at what we have for legislation. Look at what we have for our government. You have been divided and conquered. So I hope you've chosen sides. If you haven't, you're behind the curve. Either you're with Trump, with all of his dog whistle, racism, sexism, basically catnip for the masses who support him, who have no idea what he really is and what he really stands for and who he really works for. All they know are the asinine words that come out of his mouth, which are designed to make them think, hey, this guy is one of us. That is the aim of news stories like this. The second time this has happened, where it's weird in the South China Sea, a tanker and a warship collide, both slow-moving, both easy to see. So what, just everyone at the wheel was just looking at their screens and instead of out the window? I imagine that was the case, and I imagine that explains how something like this could actually happen. As I've said before, as Planet X draws nearer, its effects will be felt more drastically. The effects aren't the same as the so-called effects of so-called climate change, but they're close, and they will be sold as climate change. Well, they've already been sold to you as climate change since 1973, and meatheads started talking about the aerosol can deodorants. Remember that? Aerosol can deodorants? It started way before that. Now we're living it. Now if you look at someone and say, climate change is really just a tool used to control the masses in preparation for the terrible cataclysm that they know is coming, but we don't. They look at you like you're crazy. Maybe I am crazy. Divide and conquer. all the respectable people realize that Trump is unacceptable. What's to be done? Something's got to be done. Please, please offer us a solution to this problem. Freedom of speech. Yeah, boy. Just watch what you say. I thought that Obama was going to end the wars in the Middle East. I thought that Trump was against the policies of regime change and wanted to drastically change our approach to our war on terror. Apparently he just wants to step it up. The exact opposite of what he said he wanted to do. Get it? The exact opposite. The oft-used Satanic Illuminati motto, as above, so below, applies here. As David Icke is so fond of pointing out, the entire society is inverted. Doctors destroy health. Governments destroy freedom. Lawyers destroy justice. The very people who in name say they are protecting our children, such as the Clinton Fund for Children in Haiti, which turns out was smuggling children from that country for child trafficking in the name of protecting those same children. The world is inverted. If you want to know what they're up to, just listen to what they say and take the opposite meaning. They purposely will tell you the opposite. Here's a good example. DOJ backpedals after trying to sniff out anti-Trump site users. They're not trying to do anything of the sort. They just want you to think they are. They want the anti-Trump site users to proliferate, because it advances their divide and conquer agenda. So when they say they're trying to silence voices of hate speak and fake news on the internet, no, they're not. They just want the right voices of fake news and hate speech. They want the fake news and hate speech that fits their agenda, not the ones that expose it. All these polls, bullshit, they're not real. Oh, come on, people. That's the oldest kind of mind control. But, well, you know, your neighbor, Mr. Johnson, who's a very respectable and upstanding individual, he thinks this. He has really good reasons for thinking so. So, do you disagree? Mind control. I am the last person to judge anyone based on anything but the content of their character. I don't give a fuck what you look like. Excuse my language. I don't give a shit what you dress like. I don't care who you sleep with. I don't care what your religious views are. I really don't care. All I care about, what do you do and what do you say? Are you positive? Are you negative? Are you hurting people? Are you helping people? So I will be the last person in the world to say that any group of people should be discriminated against. But you must look behind this homosexual transgender agenda, behind the political correctness of it, and ask yourself why. Don't forget that when Obama was elected, he said that he believed that marriage was between a man and a woman, and he was not in favor of gay marriage. That's 2008. Less than 10 years ago. What happened? Here's what happened. They decided the time was right, I guess according to their AI and drills and blah, blah, blah. They decided the time was right to put into effect their greatest plan to cull the population. To simply bring an end to reproduction. It's been foreshadowed in movies. It's been pre-programmed into us by news stories. It won't be a big surprise, and everyone will accept it when it happens. Oh, I guess just men are infertile now. That's okay. We have technologies to solve that problem. And by the way, it's a man-made problem. It has nothing to do with nature. It's all about chemicals that man creates. You still need convincing that this world and the course of events is being manipulated by those who understand the Hegelian dialectic of thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. And you have some homework to do. Ooh, what's featured? Inside the U.S. crackdown on companies that help North Korea. Oh my goodness. I can't sleep at night worried about what that crazy fucker in North Korea is going to do. Oh my God. They're such a powerful country with such an incredible military. We should be quivering in our boots. Please don't let them kill us all. Please, Mr. Trump, have the wisdom to kill him first. Oh, look, the Taliban's okay with Trump continuing Obama's war in Afghanistan that was brought about by the false flag 9/11 attacks. I'm surprised. What the hell is up with the number 3 and the Satanists? I guess it's because when a number is multiplied by itself 3 times, or when the number is at the 3rd power, we say that it is cubed. So, and I have been racking my emotions, my intellect, my intuition for insight into what the hell is going on with Saturn, the cube, esoteric, religious symbolism, occult knowledge handed down for thousands of years, and Satan. Let me take this opportunity to say that I, of course, don't believe in Satan. I am, in fact, an atheist. Surprises my wife. She says, how can you talk about all this when you don't believe in Satan? I say, I don't have to believe in Satan because there's lots of other people who do. And those morons have been in charge of the world for thousands of years. She doesn't understand why I feel the need to fight against something that I don't even believe in. Well, I don't believe in Satan, but I believe in all the fuckers who believe in Satan. And that's enough. Imagine a world free of all reminders of the Native American genocide, of the Holocaust, of the Japanese internment camps. We should just wipe all those things completely out of the history books and pretend they never happened so that, we all feel better about our country. I mean, I can't see any flaws in that plan, can you? And so what if we don't remember all those things? We would never do something like that again. Divide and conquer. Going back on everything you said you would do. I'm tired of talking about this thing. It's bullshit. If you want to know why things like this keep happening, such as train derailments, giant cracks appearing in the earth, weird weather, the so-called snow apocalypse, all the way to the incredible ice melt and incredible 60-degree temperatures in the North Pole region during winter. I mean, if you want an explanation for all these things, and you're looking at so-called climate change, you're going to be stumped. explanation is to be found just outside the asteroid belt, about 30 degrees below the plane of the ecliptic, headed our way. I believe that the 7-year period between the two total eclipses that draw an X across our nation is the prophesied period of tribulation. That's why I'm documenting these days, these 7 years between the great Antichrist X drawing across the United States. At the end of those 7 years, I believe Planet X will be visible. However, I think there's a good chance that there won't be anyone around left to see it. The sad thing about it is that probably the world will end and no one will actually know what's happening. It is my belief that the occult esoteric knowledge handed down from generations to generations is not interdimensional beings, not space aliens, not the secrets of Jesus's bloodline and the Ark of the Covenant. It's not any of those things. The secret knowledge is very simple. The secret knowledge is of this heavenly body which is headed our way. They know about it. They even know exactly when it's going to get here and can probably predict very accurately the effects it will cause. They know it. They know what's coming. That has been written down and described to them in their secret books that they read in their Freemason lodges or the Bilderberg groups or at Bohemian Grove or whatever. They know all about it. And yet you laugh at it. I, personally, am happy that Planet X is on the way. Always dreamed that I would get to see the end of the world. Something satisfying about that. I don't care if the world ends in a great ball of flame, as long as I can stand there, watch it happen, and know the truth. Hey, you can't grow chickens and food yourself. That's not allowed. You have to get your food from the government and from GMO-sourced growers and with all the chemicals packed right in. I mean, what do you think you're doing? You can't grow your own food. If you do, you'll cause some horrible disease, see? No, don't worry about food. We'll take care of your food. You just relax. Pretty soon we'll have a nice 6-ounce gelatin block shipped to your door 3 times a day with all the nutrients you could ever need. Oh my God.